take me to your leader. In the world of Euro nymphing, the leader makes all the difference. From thick to thin, from long to short. All right, I'm gonna try to stay appropriate here. You're gonna realize if you do a Google search of Euro leaders, there are way too many to comprehend. What's that mean for all of us? That means we have to find the right leader that matches our fishing style, the waters that we fish, and what we're trying to get out of it. I can also really recommend that for a beginner Euro nympher, you may want to go with something that I would call a thicker leader versus one of these micro thin ones. The thicker leaders are great because they help to turn over heavier flies. You can also get away with turning over really light flies, and it's great to use for dry flies. I have a leader that I use called my Pat Weiss leader. It's a thicker leader. It's a great one. I can also use it whenever I want to float the leader. But what about something called the micro thin leader? That's something I use whenever I need a complete increase in sensitivity. That really offers me almost no sag from my rod tip down to where the fly enters the water. It's a much more responsive leader. Sometimes I'll even feel through the leader when a fish eats. A key for the micro thin leader is that whenever I cast my fly to a certain drift, my fly tends to stay in that drift longer than if I'm using a thicker leader, something like a mono style rig. So whenever I'm using lighter flies and I want to make my fly stay in that drift without sacrificing and putting on more weight, that's when I go with a micro thin leader. That's the one I tend to use right now. I've been using one for the last couple seasons and it works really well. Going back to, however, you got to have the right cast for it. So where does that leave you? Very simple. Shoot me an email. It's on the screen right now, tcammisa@gmail.com, and I will send you a list of what I deem to be the best leaders to use for Euro nymphing today. I'll send you the Pat Weiss leader, I'll send you my micro thin leader, and I'll even send you one that you can just buy that's ready-made. So you have the option. However, my advice is start with a little bit of a thicker leader, then eventually work yourself down to a micro thin leader, get comfortable using 2 or 3 different styles, and then pick the right one based on your fishing that day.